Good morning on this Tuesday, September 15th already, the Ides of September. Hey, take a look here at pages 104 and 105. That's going to really help you with the day. And we're not going to say we're done with verbs in the present, but we are moving on to verbs in the past. And I know you've seen this chart for every day for the last 2 weeks, but it's worth mentioning again. We're still focusing on the action verbs. Describes what the subject is doing. You always ask yourself, what is doing something? That's the subject. Then tell me what they're doing. That's the verb. That's what we're focusing on. And as we talked to you before, let me backtrack. We talked about what happens in the present. That's happening right now. What will happen in the future. That means it hasn't happened yet. It will happen soon. Or what has happened in the past. That could be literally 5 minutes ago, an hour ago, a day ago, a week ago, a decade ago, a century ago, whatever, but it already has happened. And as you notice what I just said, and you're going to be able to clue, you can tell that it's in the past tense by looking at the verbs and how they end. Notice I said it happened ago. That ending you're going to get very familiar with, and when I pull up this chart here, I'm going to ask you to take a look at this past column. Here's the present tense, which we went through yesterday and last week. We're focusing on the past. And I want you to notice in every single one of these past columns, the blue column, what ending do you see? In every single one, you see an ED. That is the clue. Even though you don't have a picture painted, you don't have a movie, you can read a word, read a sentence, and if the verb has an ED, that's showing you, or should say telling you, that this is in past tense or it already happened. The ED. You can go through this and you can almost create a sentence for each past tense verb. She accepted the job, right? She didn't do it now, she's not doing it in the future, she already did, right? He acted in the play. My grandma baked a delicious pie last Thanksgiving. Again, this ED ending in every single one gives you the big clue. Ding, ding, ding. Past tense. This has already happened. So, if we continue on, we have the regular present tense right here. I hugged my friend. He pushes his wheelchair. That's happening now. The present. We're moving to the past, and notice the ending here. Notice the ending here. That is a clue to show you it happened. I hugged my friend. Doesn't necessarily tell you if it happened an hour ago, a day ago, a year ago, but it happened in the past. He pushed his wheelchair. The ED shows it happened in the past. Now, we're going to get into these funny spelling things a little bit later. What I really want you to focus on right now is this assignment here. You need to get in the habit of putting present tense verbs into past tense verbs, and you do it simply by adding this ED. Notice present tense, we learned about the gold rush. It's happening now. You can change it to past by adding the ED. We learned about the gold rush. Again, starting tomorrow and future, it's not always just as easy as adding an ED, but for today, that's what we're focusing on, just to get in the habit of forming past tense verbs. So, right now, this sentence is in present tense. People rush to Alaska. Well, you need to make it past tense, so do just what the directions say. Add ED to each verb to show the past time, then write the sentence. Please notice there's 2 steps. A lot of you guys are just doing this and say, oh, that's easy, just add ED, 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 ED. And I'll say, yes, that's a great start. Then you need to finish the assignment by writing the sentence. There's only 8 of them. You'll be okay. The point of this is to get used to writing past tense verbs by adding ED. So, let's follow directions. People rushed, add ED here, just like I did in the example. Then write the sentence. People rushed to Alaska. That's showing it happened in the past tense. I hope this assignment goes well for you. I know you're writing some sentences. You'll be okay. Awesome way you can praise your Savior by doing this and doing this to the best of your ability. Lord's blessings to you guys.